Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. Now, on this channel we talk about all things fandom and we talk about them in a positive way. And it's Tuesday, so on Tuesdays we talk about horror. And we have got a topic for you today. Neve Campbell has apparently opted not to be in Scream 6. And the reason may be a little bit shocking, but the backlash isn't surprising at all. And let's get into it. All right, so Neve Campbell has decided not to come back for Scream 6. And her reason is justified because they didn't sign her to a three-picture deal. If they had signed her to a three-picture deal, which I don't understand why you have a final girl and you don't sign her to a three-picture deal, I just don't get it. You should always sign somebody that you know is going to come back to a three-picture deal. This locks them in so that no matter what issues would come up, they are locked in and obligated to be in your film. And for some reason, they didn't do that. And that's on the studio. But what isn't on the studio is Neve Campbell was at an event talking to fans, and she said that she didn't feel that the script met with her approval. Well, she had already said if she didn't think the script met with her approval that she wouldn't be back. She'd already said that. And then she kind of said that it wasn't going to do her character justice. And then she talked to an interviewer and said that, oh, well, I'm not happy with the salary. They're not paying me what I'm worth. Became the ultimate thing there. They're not paying her what she's worth. Well, this is okay. This happens in Hollywood too. But the thing of it is, you pay the person for their time. And for a long time, it has been stated that she would only be back for one scene. Has always been stated. For some reason, people pretty much had it spot on that she would only be in one scene, and that scene would be at the end of the movie. Sydney would get a phone call from Ghostface setting up Scream 7. So, I don't know why the backlash is coming in, but it is. They're saying they should pay her what she's worth. They should pay her the money so that she comes back. Well, here's the situation. It has come out that they were paying her just a little bit less than $2 million for 4 days of shooting. And this comes from the source Scream Trilogy. And I haven't heard of them, but that's the source that has been spouting out some information about this situation. So, the second I heard it, I'm telling you. And the thing of it is that 4 days of filming for a little less than $2 million is pretty good. And I don't think it would matter if she was a man or what. Any actor who comes in for 4 days of shooting isn't going to make a skyrocket price. Unless, of course, you are that high of a caliber of actor that your time is worth so much that they know just putting you in the film is going to skyrocket it. Now, you can make the argument that she's that case, but she's not that big of an actress. But she's doing okay. And the reason she's doing okay is that it's acceptable for her to make this price demand because she actually has something going on now, too. She is in the show The Lincoln Lawyer, and apparently that show's doing really well, and you haven't seen it, you should definitely look it up and check it out. But the thing of it is, in doing that, in showing that she wasn't thinking she's getting paid as much, she put their business out there. Now, what they have an option to do here is they have an option to pay her, which I'm sure that's why we got the delay in filming, was so that they could go back to the negotiating table. They really do want her to be in this movie, but I don't think they're going to be willing to pay her any more than the $2 million. So she might get $2 million. And then if she don't take it, then that becomes on her. Now, the thing about it is, that with her being in just this couple little scenes, I don't see why the backlash is there. Because let me take you back a little bit. When Scream 5 came out, people were saying, well, this is moving on from Sydney, and everybody knew it was moving on from Sydney, and we got Sydney in the movie, and everybody was like, well, I don't know if Sydney needed to be in there, and, you know, Sydney was kind of wasted, and anything she could have done was done by other characters, and this movie isn't about her anymore, and I'm looking forward to seeing where this movie is going with these new people in it. That was the general consensus. And then you had the fans that said the movie was garbage, that they completely hated every character in the movie, didn't like the new people, and weren't going to watch anyway. Now you have a situation where we found out that Neve Campbell took her option not to be in this movie unless things change. And by change, it's simply paycheck. If these rumors are to be believed, it's simply a paycheck thing. So you give her the money she wants, and boom, she's in the movie. But that may not happen. And if it doesn't happen, it's not the end of the world, because look here. This movie wasn't going to focus on her anyway. If she was going to be in one scene that was going to take 2 days to film, it's not going to focus on her. It's going to focus on the new people and on Courtney Cox. And I'm willing to bet something. I'm willing to bet right now that Courtney Cox's character dies in this movie. I'm willing to bet that Gail Weathers dies in this movie. And the reason I say that is that they're kind of doing away with each of the old school characters to give us this new trilogy going forward. And it's going to continue on that way. If Ghostface goes past Scream 7, you can pretty much count on a new cast. This new cast that they have now could take the movie forward into the next set of trilogies. And that would be an acceptable loss. Also, you have to take into consideration that maybe the reason Neve Campbell isn't coming back is because she's like, look, it's all about money for me right now because I've done this for so long. I've done this film over and over and over again. I'm one of the biggest final girls, and if they're not willing to pay me to be in this movie for a specific amount of time and pay me really well, why should I be in the movie? When I know that they need me back for part 7. And when they call me back for part 7, they're going to pay me out this mega paycheck. And I'll do the film, and it will be my last Scream film. She doesn't want to fall down the rabbit hole that Jamie Lee Curtis has fallen down, where she has to keep coming back and keep coming back and keep coming back. Right now, we saw her rolling a baby stroller in Scream 5. Do we really want to see her using a walker in Scream 28? I mean, it's kind of like that. So I get where she's coming from. If they're not going to pay her the money that she feels she's worth, why should she come back? And why should she come back for this final role? For this little, tiny cameo that they don't need her for. They don't need her again, really, until the next movie. And here's another prediction for all of you. I'm going to bet that we still get Sydney in this movie. Whether they pay her and she returns, or they use a hand model that we don't know they're going to use, answering the phone, and at the end we hear, "Hello, Sydney." Basically, no matter what they do there, it is going to end with Sydney being the next victim. And if Neve Campbell decides she doesn't ever want to return to the franchise, I don't think the franchise would be at fault to kill her character off screen. But give the movie a chance, and definitely don't jump to the conclusion that we're not going to get her, because as someone else pointed out to me when I was talking to them about it, it could all be a ruse. You don't believe anything you see anymore in interviews and with fans, because a lot of films are trying to keep everything kind of close to the hilt, trying to keep everything quiet so that they can surprise us, i.e. Spider-Man Far From Home. And after that, I mean, if you believe any actor in Hollywood isn't going to be in a movie they say they're going to not be in, prepare to maybe be shocked. So what do you guys think? What do you think about this whole situation with Neve Campbell? Do you think they need to pay her what she deserves? Do you think that she deserves to be paid $2 million for 4 days? What do you guys think about her as the face of the franchise going on? How vital do you think the character of Sidney Prescott is? Let us know in the comments below, because YouTube likes it when we talk, when we hear from you, and we like to hear from you too. So let's talk and have a conversation. And then also, don't forget to share this video with all of your friends so they get the same great content you're getting. And remember to hit that subscribe button, because Miko says we need more subscribers. And this face right here, this face, wouldn't lie to you. Now, make sure you're hitting that notification bell as well so you don't miss a single video. And friends, remember, fandom is family.